Alright guys, today we're talking about misbeliefs people have about retention and NF. These are going to be things such as benefits. So the other thing I want to mention is so some people believe that the benefits are actually happening, then you have the people that don't believe they don't happen. And all I got to say is you guys got to make that decision for yourself. But one of the misbeliefs people have is the people that do believe in the benefits, when you reset a streak, I'm talking in code here for YouTube purposes, but essentially when you reset a streak, people think you go back to day 0 on your benefits. And essentially, to put it into a metaphor for you guys to understand, it's like a battery. You're charging up the battery, and the more days you go, the more charge you get on this battery. But when you reset your streak, essentially you're taking away from that battery and you're using it. You're reducing the usage from it. So that's one thing I want you guys to understand is, like, if you're at 100%, you're not going straight back down to 0. It's like, okay, you might go back to 70%, 60%, and then so on and so forth. Every time you keep on resetting, you're using from that usage. The other thing I want to add on to that is essentially you're going to notice, like, okay, if you're on a day 30 streak, it's like, okay, you're going back to day 20 benefits or day 25. It's just different. It varies from person to person. You guys have to go based off your own personal experiences. And the other misbelief people have is essentially, if you're watching these timeline videos, they're very inaccurate. They're like, okay, well, on day 7 you're going to notice these benefits, day 14 you're going to notice these benefits. The timeline system is, it should be a range. It should be between 10 to 20 days, or like 20 days to 30 days, or 20 to 40 days, just to give you a general idea that you should see these benefits, or you should notice these things within this range. I know there's videos out there on day 14 you're going to notice these 5 benefits. That's really misleading, and I think it's guiding people in the wrong direction. You have to realize is you're not going to notice every single benefit, and on top of that, these benefits come at different stages. So the other thing I want to mention is, like, the brain fog stage that usually happens from 0 to day 7. Within that range, it varies. You guys will notice based off your own experiences. The other thing is, like, let's say, this is going based off of me. I'm like on a higher end streak, and then I ended up resetting it. I might not notice the brain fog stage. I just might be normal. It's like, okay, well, I'm resetting myself back by like 50%. So like I'm on day 30. I should be somewhere within that 10 to 20 day range on benefits. And you have to kind of use your own judgment and start just evaluating and understanding. The other thing is, so with the benefits, this is something that I've been noticing. Sometimes you won't even notice the benefits. Like, let's say feeling energetic. Like, let's say if you're getting poor sleep, you're not going to notice the energy levels or anything like that. So you guys have to understand your lifestyle. Whatever you do, your diet, your routine also affects it. People just think that you just automatically do retention or NF, you're going to just get these benefits automatically. No, you actually have to do some other things that affect it, and you guys need to take that into consideration. The other misbelief people have is essentially, is retention or NF real? Is it beneficial? I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it. So not all benefits are real. Some of them I think are a little bit far stretched, and of course these are like, what is it, the ones that like YouTubers they talk about. I'm like, okay, well, I don't really agree with that. And there's certain benefits that I do believe they actually do happen, like feeling energetic, feeling driven, feeling confident, just because it's things that I noticed and I've experienced. But then again, I'm trying to come from a logical perspective. Maybe it's a placebo, maybe it's something that you're just thinking about it and you trick yourself into thinking, oh, okay, well, I got the confidence, so, you know, I'm gonna just be confident and people are gonna be attracted to me. And it's just something that you guys need to come from a logical perspective. You have to be honest with yourself. So like, people will talk about the women attraction, and with that benefit, you have to understand is you need to be good looking, and on top of that, you need to get onto a really long streak to understand, okay, well, is this something where you notice people are actually attracted to you? And then on top of that, you know, What's your environment? What situation are you in? So you need to come from a logical perspective. In my experiences, I noticed that benefit is actually real. But then again, you have like the eye contact. That one, I'm like a 50-50 on it. Just because, like, essentially when you think about it, when people talk about the eye contact attraction, that essentially you just attract people by that eye contact, well, it makes you aware of it. And you being aware of it, you're obviously going to be making eye contact with just a lot of people. And this is something that I noticed after watching those retention videos. And then recently I ended up going to the doctors, and there's a line of people, and I was just making eye contact, and you can tell which people smiled or whatever it is. So it's something that, you know, you have to be looking for it as well. So trying to come from a logical perspective. The other thing is, I do notice, like, your eyes, they open up a little bit more, which essentially, if you notice when you're tired, maybe you're squinting or your eyes get a little bit lazy. So you know, I'm trying to come from a logical perspective. I'm trying to give you guys my honest opinions on certain little things. But overall, my main point is, start looking at these benefits that these YouTubers talk about, and come from a logical perspective. Play both sides of, okay, is it real or is it not real? And try coming up with that answer for yourself. And you guys need to make that determination. But you'll notice, like, the energy, the confidence, your testosterone, those benefits usually tend to be true, just from the vast majority of YouTube videos. The other thing is, for those of you guys that are on the fence, that you don't know if the benefits are real or not, well, give it a try. There's nothing to lose, essentially. Give it a shot for at least 30 days, and you guys will make that decision for yourself. If you feel like improved in your attitude, your motivation, your energy, you're requiring less sleep, well, you kind of understand, okay, well, this is something I'm doing different. And then reset your streak and back and reset it again, and just see how that affects you, and you'll notice the difference and make your own opinion. The next misbelief people have is the flatline stage. And the reason I say this, so I do believe you do hit a flatline stage, but the other thing that you got to take into consideration is, when you do something over and over, you kind of get used to it. So if you're used to working out and you're pushing the same weight, eventually it becomes easy to push that same weight. Of course, you got to do it over and over, and that's what I'm trying to get at, is when you get onto these streaks and you start noticing benefits, and you're like, well, my benefits disappeared. Well, reset your streak and you'll see that your benefits didn't disappear. You'll notice right away, okay, well, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling weaker. This is something that I noticed, like, when I got onto the higher streaks, I notice I'm able to push more weight. I'm actually stronger in the gym, and then when I reset it, you know, I get weaker, and I noticed it. So there's little cues that you guys will notice just by resetting your streak, and you'll be like, okay, well, the flatline stage, you know your benefits are there, just you're not feeling them, and that's because you got used to them. A lot of people think the flatline stage is essentially where you lose your benefits, like where they disappear. They're just there, just you're not focusing on them as much, or you just got used to them. Of course, it's probably true that the flatline stage is an actual thing. I'm just trying to give my logical perspective on it, and I hope you guys understand that. Anyways, shorter video. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next one.